Okay, hi everyone, how you doing? It is Tuesday, 21st of June. This is the recap of the roundtable with our CEO Ash Mufareh from last night, June the 20th. Long one again, nearly 5 hours. I'm not going to say hello to everyone because really do want to get on with the recap now. Uh, I'm not sure if I can get through all of it in one go. We'll see how the time goes. I want to keep it to about 30 minutes, and if we start getting halfway through and we're around that time, what I'm going to do is I'll cut this one short, and then I'll come back about after the guest webinar tonight. So that will be at 3 p.m. your time for the States and 8 p.m. for the UK. So quick hello to all the tea clubbers. They're the ones that are in the chat, all in green. Hi to all you guys. Great to see you here. And thank you for your continued support. Jeanette Muller, I have been reading the chat actually whilst I've been waiting to come on. Jeanette Muller posted that the last chance video that I put on yesterday, she got a sign up from. So that's absolutely fantastic. That was the whole reason for doing it. And I hope it's been successful for other people as well. So without further ado, let's crack on then and get ready for the recap of our roundtable last night. So Ash came on full of beans, as he always is at the moment. And he actually started by saying there's not a yes and no answer to many of the things. Obviously, there's still proprietary information he can't talk about until that founder's position is closed. But it really was good. We got a lot of information, and hopefully I can decipher it all for you guys as well. So Susie McRae came on. She thanked Dan Street, Jeanette Butler from the Caribbean for taking notes on last week's roundtable. He also thanked Marty, Julie, and Chris for getting the program all sorted and ready to rock and roll for last night. She also gave a heads up about signing into the back office every day, going to webinars, and also plugging into what me, Marty, and Chris do if you want to have the right information. Ash Mufareh has also said this on many occasions as well. One of the points was tonight is the Let's Bless Our Loved Ones last guest webinar to become a founder in OnPassive. That is at 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK time. Okay, so if you have any last potentials, that is where you want to be coming over tonight to invite them to. In the back office is the invite link for that. It's also posted in many of the Facebook groups, etc. So get as many people as tall as possible. Last chance cafe really is. So that will be it. What format we take after that, we'll have to wait and see. So tomorrow, which is Wednesday the 22nd, okay, is going to be the last time for to become a founder. Just want to say hello to our confrad for giving me a super sticker. Thank you very much, buddy. It hasn't gone unnoticed, and thank you for your continued support. So what Ash said was he wanted to clear up when the founder's position is going to finish. He put it very, very simply. At midnight, which is 23:59 in your country on the 22nd, that is it. That is over when it's in your country. So the last country that will be able to register a founder on the 22nd is probably going to be Hawaii, or certainly the west coast of United States. So time is of the essence, guys. For us in the UK, not long at all, just over 24 hours, maybe 30 hours. And that's it. No more founder's position. What else then? So Susie asked a question to Ash, and she said, how much do we actually know of what is happening with OnPassive? And Ash says, we actually know less than 10% of what is going on. And he actually said as well, so after the founder's position has closed, what percentage will the founders know? And he said that he will try and give us more information, but it was a 2080 thing. He was saying that 20% of the people who've put most of the work into OnPassive will know more than 80% of what is going on. He said it's unrealistic to tell everybody everything. So he will obviously select who he tells what to. But one thing's for sure, if there is any news that everyone has to know, then you will all have it, either from myself, Marty, or Chris, but also through the back office. So what else did he have to say then? I'm just going through the bits and pieces. So he mentioned about the time zone and all of the rest of it. So first up, there's Tony Monk. He said March the 30th. Tony said, when we went into the marketing in Dubai, when we go into activation mode, what sort of traffic sources are we going to use? And Ash Mufareh said, part of the package is guaranteed traffic. That, don't forget, that's what we're paying for. When we activate our accounts, part of that activation fee is not only our domain names, not only our daily web pages, but also guaranteed targeted traffic that will be sent to those websites. Each will have a specific number for each package, guaranteed visitors. So obviously your activation, you get so many visitors, and obviously you can buy more traffic packages as well. Additional sources will be on a bonus level, exclusive to founders, such as specific campaigns, etc. New and fresh ways will be explored for products, not lifetime, but during the initial years. And continually branding will continue until we become the traffic. And what did he mean by this? Myself, Marty, and Chris have said it many, many times that in these early stages, yes, we're going to have to pay for advertising, we're going to have to pay for traffic and all sorts of things. But like Google is, like YouTube is, like Facebook is, okay, now they don't pay for any advertising. Why? Because they are the brand that people pay to place their adverts on. OnPassive will be exactly the same. In time to come, we will be the ones that they want to advertise with. They will be paying us to advertise on our platform. So we will be the hunted. But in these early years, yes, we will be having targeted traffic, and we will be paying for it. And that will be part of our activation fee. Mike Ellis came on and said, will a swarm comprehensive file be compatible with Ocademy? Now, I had zero idea what a swarm file was, so I went onto Google this morning and I had a look at what a swarm file is. It is a data storage file that uses blockchain specifically to hold information. Okay, so it's part of the new digital formats that any files are going to be stored. And what he wants to know is, will we have this capability with Ocademy? So with Ash as well, it was a new terminology, but yes, any format or content is going to be available for Ocademy. Some content will go through blockchain, which is good because Swarm has a lot to do with blockchain. Ocademy and other formats as well will be compatible. If a teacher wants to hand out data such as PDFs, PowerPoint, Excels, audios, videos, etc., there shouldn't be any restrictions on how that format is given to the students. Okay, if a format doesn't work, then OnPassive will fix it. Now, I don't know if it was part of this conversation or another one of the questions, but Ash actually went into really big detail about we are at the stage now with our products where we have got them ready for consumers, for the customers. So one of the questions was, what are our tech guys going to be doing in Hyderabad? Now, this is exactly what they will be doing. Yes, the products are ready. People are going to love them, but you can always make them better. And this is what these guys will be doing in the future, is adding stuff to it that's going to make them more better, and more user friendly as we go along. Yes, we've got them ready for sale. Yes, we've got them ready to be used, but it does not mean to say that we can't add things to them. We can't make them better than what they already are. So that was really interesting to hear him saying that they're not just going to sit back and go, yep, that's my job done, I go on vacation. No, there's going to be a lot of feedback and interaction between ourselves as founders and these tech guys back in Hyderabad of how to make the products that we have got out there in the customer world better, and what we can integrate into them to give it a better experience. Mike also asked what percentage of information of OnPassive will Ash give to founders after the founder's position is over the next 60 to 90 days. Ash said 20 to 80% rule applies here. This is what I was talking about early. 80% of the people are idle or not really have the right reasons to want to know the ins and outs and workings of OnPassive. They have joined to have a passive residual income. So different classes of information will be revealed as a need to know basis. Those who can be entrusted will be unrestricted with the information. Doesn't make sense to make all information public. So scrutiny will be used, and obviously certain people will be divulged the information. More will be delivered in time at a bigger pace. Obviously, he's said this, once that founder position has been closed, we will have more pertinent information. And as founders become more involved, they will understand more, and then more information will be valuable to them. Much more open. Obviously, this is coming because the founder's position has closed. The reason has always been we want founders for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons. We want to have that heart for humanity, etc. It is important that information is shared. Okay, but also actions do speak louder than words. We'll have no idea of what the company is doing, and okay, but one thing is for sure: we dare to make things happen, and that is why we are going to be so different. Another quick shout out to Gemma Ramiki. Thank you so much for your super sticker as well. I did notice it as it flashed by. Thank you for your support. Okay, where the focus goes, the energy will flow, he said, and that is so true. We are all laser focused on at the moment. Why? To get the job done, and that is to get to the finish line of the founder's position, and then we can then move into the next phase of OnPassive. Excuse me. Peter Surur came on next, and he's thanked everyone and gave a big happy Father's Day to everyone out there. He asked, Ash, can you share with us how the tech team, staff and legal team worldwide feel about closing the founder position, and your thoughts on this as well? Good question. Ash said legal teams need to handle the new challenges, products, intellectual property, global growth, etc. like this. The tech teams, a general manager was had to let go last year. If you remember, this was the guy that was in charge of a lot of the behind the scenes bit, and he had to be released, and a couple of others as well that were doing it. There was overcharging with employees. A lot of the timekeeping wasn't done correctly, but in the end it didn't work out, and this is what Ash said at the time. He said now that the loyalty is much higher, and it is a massive thing for our CEO. Loyalty to not only him, us as founders, and his workforce is a big deal, guys. I've never come across a company where loyalty means such a lot within a business, and especially a business of this magnitude. But it does make a lot of difference. Now that we have a much clearer coding, etc., everything will be done correctly. They've gained the confidence to handle the challenges. Everything really is a piece of cake for these guys now. It's like drinking water. He said, just have a look. There's a new website today, and if you go into your back office, you will see that new link, number 55. Go to my links section, and OnPassive links, scroll to the bottom, and you'll see that new link 55. He said, technically, we are stronger and more confident. The fog of challenges, and there has been an awful lot, I can assure you. I know a little bit more than a lot of you guys do. My God, this guy is getting beaten up on a daily basis. What he has gone through for us is absolutely mind-boggling, to be honest. But that fog of the challenges is now clearing, and refreshing the coding is not an issue. So if stuff needs to be changed or added, then these guys can do it really without breaking a sweat. Every day of last week, there was 5 daily discussions on product completions and the final sprint. So what we do with the teams of finishing products, they will now be put into discussions and how to be disruptive in the future, ideas for new products, and also how can they add more value to the existing products we had, so that they will evolve over time. And the teams really are ready for more. Now, he's already told us as well before that a lot of the staff that we have, not only in Hyderabad, but in other situs around the world, they have come from other big tech giants, the likes of Apple and Microsoft and Zoom as well. We are now gaining momentum as far as employees is concerned. They want to work for us. Why? Because they're almost given an open book policy. There's nothing worse than doing a job that is mundane. You know, you go there doing the same thing day in, day out. It's not what a lot of people want. Yes, the money is good, but if it's just a monotonous daily chore that you have to go through, then it's not invigorating for you, body and mind. And that really is important for us as a company, is to stretch the limits and minds of these guys so that they are excited about their workplace, so they are excited about what they can actually physically do themselves personally, as far as the challenges of the products that Ash wants. And as we know that at each stage of the product development, Ash has kicked back products on many occasions, saying that he wants certain things. In fact, he was talking about one of the real products that we have out there, and he says he wants it smaller, he wants it long, he wants it to be a longer lifespan, he wants it to have this digital footprint for longer, etc. So he really is stretching the imagination of a lot of people, and to be honest, they absolutely love it. Really is. Ash also said that he is ready to move to the next level as well, not only as a company, but also get this stage out of the way. Tai Young came on next. He said, Metaverse. Okay, you wanted to talk about that. In what ways do you see you using this platform for revenue? Ash came on and said, we are only having that at the ambition level at present. What does that mean? It means that, yes, we thought about it, but it's not something that is in the pipeline at the moment. Remember, Ash loves coming to the round tables. He loves talking to us, but a lot of the stuff he is talking to us about is stuff that he's thought about, but it's not necessarily in the pipeline as far as being worked on right at this moment. But sure, why not? It is going to be something that will be around in the future. The same as 3D printing, he said. It's an idea, it's something we want to do, but we haven't even started down that route yet. We will proceed with a plan to make it happen, yes, but more to be discussed in the future. We are more focused on the digital products and services, what we have right now, getting those out to the customers, the business itself, the mission of what we all are all about, the humanitarian part of it, and other products that we will be reach new heights in the coming months and years. Some platforms, due to timing, will be cut years from the gradual progress of the future projects and the products as well. So timeframes are going to be cut, but some actually might be extended depending on what the company want to focus on. On the subject of AI with Academy and other integrations, it is a little scary what the AI will be able to do. Whatever we touch will prosper. Now, he went into a lot of depth about AI as far as what he has in store for us as far as Academy and O'Connect is concerned, about having this facial recognition to actually monitor people's expressions, to see if they're engaged, to see if they're lying, and how they are interacting with the professor or the teacher. And also, he says, it gives out a heat map as well, so that then they can go back to look at this data afterwards to see what works, what's interesting to the students, etc. I mean, absolutely mind-boggling stuff, to be honest. I mean, it's way above my pay grade, that's for sure, and probably many of us. But one thing is for sure is we will be the only people to have it. And what does that mean? It means that universities, colleges, schools, businesses will all want to get their hands on it as well. Ram, thanks very much for your super sticker as well. Very, very kind of you to support me. Hasn't gone unnoticed. So that was to Ty Young. He did a great job there asking that question. If you're here, Ty, fantastic, mate. And remember, Ash was only joking at the end, so please do not take that serious. Ken Parslow came on afterwards and he asked about pay structure. He said, obviously, the original MLM structure is not the case now. And he said, what if my sponsor has 40 customers himself and I have 12? Do my first 3 get any benefit that my sponsor has, or any benefit from other customers? Good question, and probably one that a lot of people wanted to know about. He said, obviously, Ash said, we are not MLM at all. But if a group has multiple purchases, packages, and traffic, all are shown to be as a percentage of the total volume for that team. Now, I've talked about this many, many times now, about how important team volume is, because you could be in a scenario where you have a small team, but you have a very active small team who have lots of customers who are buying lots of things. And obviously that makes a larger team volume, rather than having an initial large team, but they're not very active and they're not on the button as far as selling is concerned. So that is what we need to focus on now, is this percentage of team volume. The structure will not have a typical MLM structure, but each will have a commissionable volume percent. So that means if you sell something, you personally get the commission directly to you. But there's also a secondary commission that comes in as a team volume. It will never be 100%. One brings in someone and one gets this much. It will be an evolving and developing amount. We will activate another structure to avoid any money-making, get-rich-quick ideas. Why? Because what Ash doesn't want to happen is, if someone says, if I got 4 people, I'm going to get this much, and that gets them on the journey to really bring in a lot of people just on this one thing, so they get lots of commissions. That's not what we're about. We're all about value. We're all about giving the best possible products and services to our customers and resellers. And that's what we're about. We're not about getting people in just for the sake of getting people in. He said, there is always going to be enough for everyone. The value will always be our main focus. We'll be having products, okay, that don't need to be marketed because supply will never meet that demand. Okay, it's a bit like making steel. Everyone, everybody makes steel, but there's not enough at the moment. The supply and demand is outweighing each other. The demand is far higher than the supply, even though there is lots of people making it. We will be exactly the same, that the demand will always be there for one or more of our products. But what about putting a percentage of those profits for founders? Okay, this is what is going to happen in the future. Just enjoy the compensation and the joy of the products. We have grown way beyond this MLM concept, and to be labeled as a paying company is just not right at all. The more you make, the faster you will grow, he said. Now, that is music to my ears, and I'm sure it was music to a lot of your ears as well. One of Ash's fears is that we will never get oversaturated, and he thinks about this all of the time, of how he can alleviate being oversaturated. The more you grow in volume, the more the compensations you will get. Therefore, the more traffic you will be given and commissions as you grow. So it really is a win-win-win situation for many of us, because the faster we grow, the bigger we are going to grow. I mean, how cool is that? And how many times has Marty said to us, and I've said as well, we believe that our worst month we will have is our very first month. From then on in, it's only going to go in one direction. Okay, next up then was Dan Street. He said, thanks for all the company and Mufareh team what you've been doing over the years. A huge part of success is the complex way to collect payments and distribution its revenue coming in. Could you give a brief review of this aspect of the process? Good question. As said, it is refreshing to see such a good way to practice business. He said, redundancy and backup is everything. Now, that is such a true statement. Now, I don't know if you've been following the news. If you're in the UK today, there was a big outage that affected, it was one of the cloud hosting people that are out there. It went down because they had no backup. That meant that I think some of the rail network went down, Zoom went down, and other websites went down as well. Why? Because they host it on this cloud here. What we have got with ours, okay, is we have got complete backup as far as redundancy is concerned. And most data centers have a 1, 2, 3 tier. Okay, we have backup power in a different city, so that there is never going to be a power failure. If one goes down in one, we just draw off another one. Automatically it comes in and keeps us online. We also have internet backup, so zero downtime. Not only have we got one internet provider, we got a backup one, so if one goes down, the other one kicks in. And the third data center tier we've got as well is avoiding oversaturation. As we well know, this one data center that we have got has a capacity of 1 billion users. So we were well aware of why companies, specifically IT companies, go under, because they are not prepared for the growth of the human being population to use it. There is 1, 2, or 3 of these things that will always, okay, have an effect on stuff. So a lot of what goes on as far as our products are concerned is putting into practice what ifs. How many people are logging in? How many people are using it? Is it going to cope with the amount of people that we are envisaging coming into OnPassive to use them? So resources, merchant solutions, legalizations, tech issues, they have all been well thought out of way before we get to that period of launching this product or our data centers or whatever it may be to the public. This is a blessing that we are aware of all of that. And we have implemented this to make sure it doesn't happen. Anything we can do internally to eliminate any of that is dealt with. And the reliance of outside sources to be redundant to reach independence. He's doing this bit by bit. We've now moved away from AWS services because we have our own data centers. We're also going to be in the future having our own banking system as well. So every step of the way, we will not be reliant on a third party to influence what we are doing. So I'm going to go through one more. And this was from Daryl Cook, and then I'll call it a day. And then I'll be back at 8 p.m. UK, which is 3 p.m. Eastern time to do recap part 2. So Daryl Cook came on then and thanked Tash for everything. He asked, how do Academy and O staff link in? I've been studying self-evaluation, and with the mass exodus happening, will O staff be easily adaptable to the educational industry in as much as adjusting fields? I said, yes, O staff is completely adaptable for non-profits. O women, governments, hospitals, etc. will all be able to use O staff. With Academy, not relying on one possibility, why not use for self-growth, okay, etc. Meetings are all compatible, so you can use O staff, you can use Academy, you can use O Connect. All of these can be used integrated together. As a fun factor in Hyderabad, we are using CCTV facial recognition. Now, I know many of us leaders have posted on social media the gadget that they are using at the moment in Hyderabad for clocking in, clocking out. This is all integrated into their O staff so that when people clock in, they actually just go past it, clocks their face, logs them in, and when they finish, go past it, it logs them out. How cool is that? There is then no discrepancies. It's not that nothing can be controlled by the employee. All they have to do is walk past it and they're good to go. Like I said, this is integrated with O staff. So you can use it, for instance, in school entrances so that they can log in who goes to school, and the same with exiting. And it has 100% accuracy rate, no manipulation. Okay. And this is really what it is all about. Okay. It has also emotional sensors. Would this be useful to a student? You're damn right it would be. For a teacher who's teaching students in a location. Can you imagine the impact it's going to have for teachers to evaluate emotional statuses of their kids in a classroom? It really is going to make a lot of difference in the years to come with this technology that is available there. And really that is what artificial intelligence is going to do. Gives you heat mapping as well of how people are feeling and all of these sort of things. It's going to give so much more data and information that is necessary to people in all walks of life and sectors out there. Anyway, guys, I'm going to cut it short there. I'm going to come back later on and finish off. It might be a little bit longer than 30 minutes. I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I certainly don't want to run into the time of Marty and Chris later on as well. Anyway, thanks very much. Sorry I haven't had the time to say hello to all of you, but I certainly do appreciate your time coming to see me here today. 355 odd people on. Wow, wow, wow. I am truly blessed by many of you. Anyway, that's it for me. Get ready for part 2 in a few hours' time. Bye for now.